Arnie, I saw an article this week about saving for down payment. We've talked about it on the show before, but I think it's a great time considering that, how hot the market is, where prices are, but what are some tips out there or some myths that you can dispel from people that are out there thinking about buying a home, or they have a son, grandson, family member, relative thinking about buying a home, and they don't have the money, for the down payment?
Well, that's a lot to talk about, but I would tell you that, first of all, I want to dispel the myth that you need 20% down.
Right.
There's a lot in the media that think that you need 20% down. And there was a great graphic put out by Freddie Mac here, where on a $200,000, this is per Freddie Mac, on a $200,000 home, if you were to put 5% down, it's $10,000. If you put 40% down, or excuse me, 20% down, it's $40,000 on a $200,000 home. So the difference at, they were using 4.5 rate, which the rates are better than that right now, but
right.
Could get to that. 4.5 rate, the difference in payment is about $232 a month. Okay. Well, then they said, well, what would happen if you just wait 12 months trying to save up for that down payment? What would happen? Well, in a market that has a 4.7% appreciation rate, which I think our market's higher
than that. Yep.
Yeah, you would have saved $2,793 in payments, but you would have lost $9,400 in equity.
Appreciation, because the value goes up, and then and not only that, but the chance that the rate.
Right, the rates could go up. Yeah, the rates could keep going.
I think that's a great graphic. We'll put this in. Email that to me. We'll put that up on our Facebook page, because I think it's a really simple way to explain it to people that saving for the down payment a lot of times doesn't make sense if you don't have to, because there are lower down payment programs. There's obviously VA if you serve the country. If you've been a veteran, you got a 0% down mortgage. If you look into USDA areas,
100% financing. Yep. We do have Florida bond money, which is hotter than all hot right now in Hillsborough County. If you haven't heard of the Florida bond, it's an amazing program. It's not great for the mortgage companies, to be quite honest with you. That's why not everybody wants to be out there advertising it, okay? Because it's not that much money in the deal for mortgage companies. But you know what? It's a service to everybody. You get into the house. Maybe when you buy your next house in 5 years from now,
you work with that lender again. And I think that's the same with us. I mean, people, there's one great thing that happens when you sell a lot of homes or do a lot of mortgages. You get a reputation for doing a lot of business, and you're well advertised. And sometimes it can actually work against you because our company sells everything from very inexpensive $30,000 investor condos to multi-million-dollar properties, and we'll have people call us with average priced homes, $300,000, $200,000 homes. Say, oh, you probably don't want to work with this because the price isn't high enough. And it's like, no. Like, we serve everybody. I don't care what price you're buying or selling.
We want customers for life, right? Because you're going to refer us business from somebody else, and then you're going to come back to us 5 years. We're going to be still here in the business.
We're not counting the dollars. We're counting the families served. And so when you have a lower priced home that you're looking to buy or sell, we definitely want your business no matter what. And I think that's something that, like you said, when you're building a business for the long term, and not just, like some agents get in the business, they just want to make a bunch of money, and we're building a brand for the long term. We want to help, everybody. I was at this real estate conference this week, and one of the things that I thought was interesting, some of the experts that came on the panel that spoke, were that the no-doc loans are likely to come back, which is a little scary. It's like we're back through this cycle again. I think they're smarter about it this time. But if someone has the right credit score and that sort of thing, and it was funny. He gave an analogy. He said, "Who would you rather loan to? Somebody with a 630 score and 3% down, or somebody with a 750 score and or 750 or 800 score, 40% down?" And the reality is 40% down in a market where prices are doing so well and a great credit score, they're probably a better borrower. So I think there's a lot of things that we've seen before won't all come back, but certainly something like that.
To be honest with you, though, that was kind of the thinking back in the day as well, and people still got in trouble because the properties went down
and they loosened it too.
And I think they couldn't prove their income, so did they have any income?
Right.
And you saw the movie, or we'll talk about it.
Yeah, let's continue this conversation. We're going to be back after a quick break here on 970 WFLA.